Okay guys, so as promised, I want to show you something from one of the development branches for Leaflet. And this is something pretty darn new. I'm really excited about it. I hope we're going to be able to get this live sooner than later because I think there's so many benefits to this feature. So to preface it, up to now, if you've been looking carefully in our feedback area, when a student submits their work, they're submitting a link to CodePen. This has allowed us to solve a lot of problems because it's an online IDE. It's really, using an online IDE is something that I really can't see myself ever leaving behind for education purposes because it is extremely effective. I've seen my class become so much more dynamic from the fact that it's all real time and we're all connected together as we're doing this instead of me going, station to station to station trying to help people out. So we're going even further with that. Now, CodePen is awesome, but it doesn't have a public API, which is a little bit problematic. So for instance, the feature I showed you where we can track people's activity and see how often that they're coding the projects that they're working on, we have to do a lot of tricks to make that happen. Essentially, we are screen scraping CodePen because it just isn't available through the API. There are other limits as well. Things that I show in CodePen are generally done inside of a single file. Now that hasn't really been a limitation, but I'd love to be able to show people how to do things like modules. I'd love to be able to do even more than that. I'd like to show them how to work with Node, how to install tools, how to use NPM and Git and all of these things that I just don't have access to. So that's where this update comes in. So let me show you this development branch. As I jump in here, you'll see that it looks pretty similar to the live one, but this is the one where we can muck around without worrying about interfering with the live version that's running. So I've got my Timmy Test account here, and he's currently hauling a B on his assignment for working with events. Now if I jump into here, you're going to see a notable difference. Over here, this is on the right, this is no longer a CodePen embed. This is the full Cloud9 IDE. And you can see I've got my resizable window here, so let me give a little bit of room. So on the right over here, this is a full-on dev environment now. This is no longer a pen from CodePen. So up here, I've got everything. I've got, we've got code coloring going on and code completion. I can make new files inside of here. There we go. Open them up. I can break off these tabs, which is something that, I've really, really wanted. And that's all really, that's all well and good. It's a strong, very powerful editor that is going to allow me to take things to the next level with what I'm teaching. But it's more than that, because what we're viewing here is an iframe that is pointed at a full instance of Ubuntu with the editor installed. Now, what I mean by that is this allows us to open up shell access. So if I jump down here into my terminal, check it out. I've got access to the sudo. So if I do a quick Linux command, I'm actually updating the operating system right now. That's pretty awesome, right? So what this accomplishes is it creates a server, basically, for every single lab that someone would be working on. That means the gloves come off. That means they can do Node. It means that they can install tools. They can run Git. Like anything that you would do on a completely clean new server that we're able to reset at any time in case you get into problems is there for every single lab. That is super exciting to me. Man, so let me show you the stack that is enabling this. Okay, so here's how it works. Basically, I have an Amazon EC2 server with Ubuntu installed. And on this, I'm running Docker, along with a service called Docker Road that provides an API to Docker. Well, what is Docker? What does it let us do? Basically, Docker allows us to set up a server the way that we want it, create an image out of that, and then from that, launch individual containers, which are like reflections of that server that we set up. But every single container is its own server, separated from all the rest. So from that image, we launch the container, and we have Nginx, which is looking for requests for the container. So when I go to it in Leaflet here, you'll notice that we've got kind of two sections to our page here. And on the right, this section here is where the code editor is. Well, what we're really seeing is Nginx going into the containers and serving up a container for that person, which they have full root access to. So they can do anything that they want inside of this area. The other section over here, where we've got feedback and comments from the mentors, well, that's going to an entirely different stack, which is run by Firebase. Firebase is handling the authentication, it's handling the real-time messaging aspects of the feedback area. But what it means is that now the gloves come off. Like if we want to teach a class, showing people basics of Node, we can do it. If we want to teach classes showing them how to do SAS compilation, well, we've got full access to NPM. We can do that too. So this all gets very, very exciting, and that is really just going to take this thing to the next level. I'm super excited about being able to offer that. I have to get this branch into Git so that Adam can take a look at it as well, but it seems pretty feasible to me. So that's pretty exciting stuff. It's going to open up a whole range of courses that I couldn't do before, with the benefits of an online IDE. All of that activity tracking, all of the collaborative code aspects, being able to jump into a lesson with someone and help them out, all still there, all even better. So that's great. I can't wait to do a live demo for you guys. So yeah, I'll be in touch soon. We are coming up at that point. It is almost spring, and time to get this show on the road.